This candidates tournament is the best in chess history. I've closely followed all the candidates tournaments in modern times. I've read a lot about and studied the games from the candidates tournaments of the past, and I can say that probably only the candidates tournaments of the 1960s, where the likes of Fischer and Tal were competing, can compare to this year's candidates. And here are 10 reasons why. First of all, a very important fact for these candidates. Dean Lejeune, the reigning world chess champion, is in terrible shape. Since winning the crown on tiebreak after a staggering comeback in the match against Nepo last year, he didn't have a single decent tournament performance. He has lost around 50 rating points in both classical and rapid, which is huge. He has lost or drawn practically all games in recent tournaments, with almost no wins. In the Chess 960 event in Weissenhaus, Germany, he started the event with 6 losses in a row. This is unthinkable for a world champion. Dean says he has health issues, and I wish him the soonest recovery, but in the meantime, this practically guarantees that whoever wins the candidates will defeat Dean and become the next world chess champion. This is a unique situation that makes this tournament even more important. One of the most captivating themes of this year's candidates is whether Jan Nepomniachtchi can win the tournament the 3rd time in a row. This has never happened in history of chess and would be a monumental achievement. Currently, Nepo has all the chances, and that would definitely be a great plot twist if he gets to rematch Dean Lejeune for the chess crown. Something tells me that if it happens, Jan will have his revenge. Magnus Carlsen has repeatedly said that he considers Fabiano Caruana number 2 player in the world, and the only player who came close to Magnus's level around the time when they played a match in 2018. Just to remind you, in that match, all games ended in draws, and Magnus managed to clinch the match victory only in rapid tiebreaks. But Fabi didn't have the best years of his career after that, especially in 2022 when his rating dropped 100 points from his peak. However, we now see the renewed Fabi. Last year he had the best tournament results in the world, better than Magnus. Will we see a peak Fabi in this year's tournament? It's too early to say, he hasn't shown anything too crazy yet, although I really liked how he converted his advantage against Abasov. But if we see peak Fabi battling peak Nepo, that would make for a great show. By the way, if you missed my podcast episodes with Fabi and Nepo as guests, check them out using the link in the description. One of the most interesting things about this year's candidates is the fact that we have 2 players aged 18 and 17 in the tournament, Pragnananda Rameshbabu and Gukesh Domaraju. They are both extremely talented and both have decent chances to win, judging by how the first half of the tournament went. There is just one historic precedent of such a young player in the candidates. In 1959, Fischer participated while just 16. But that's Fischer, one of the GOATs. Will Pragg and Gukesh reach a comparable status as Bobby Fischer? Time will tell, but it's definitely a treat to watch both of them play. Another extremely talented junior in the candidates is Alireza Firouzja, the prodigy who was the youngest player ever to achieve the 2800 rating. He's 20 years old, and it's extremely entertaining to watch him play, his uncompromising attacks, and also his style. People don't just call him Gucci-Reza for no reason. He's a very stylish guy. Unfortunately, he's already lost a bunch of games in these candidates, so his chances to win are almost non-existent now. But still, I'm rooting for him to recover and show his best chess. Another exciting player to watch is Vidit Santosh Gujarati from India. He's not as young as Pragg and Gukesh, but is also participating in the candidates for the first time. He had one of the greatest story arcs last year in chess. In the Grand Swiss tournament in the Isle of Man last year, he lost the first game and then proceeded to score 8.5 out of 10 points, which is a crazy streak considering that he played against some top players like Hikaru Nakamura, and he showed a performance rating of around 2900 ELO. That performance gave Vidit the spot in the candidates, and he didn't disappoint. In round 2 of the candidates, he dealt Hikaru his first loss in classical chess since 2022, and in a brutal fashion, reaching a winning position with black in 15 moves. Then he lost a couple of games, but destroyed Alireza, also achieving a winning position in 15 moves. This man is on a roll and should be watched closely. Hikaru Nakamura is the #1 chess streamer on the planet. He claims that he is first and foremost a streamer and not a professional chess player. But he has been showing great results in over-the-board chess recently. He's gained some rating, risen to #3 in the world in classical chess, and had a streak of around 50 classical games without a single loss. That streak was broken here at the candidates by Vidit, but Hikaru managed to come back and win an important game against Alireza, and he still has chances to win the event. What's exceptional about it is the fact that every day, after having played for many hours what is often a grueling chess game, he comes back to his hotel and records a video recap with his analysis of the game. This is unique content. Imagine Fischer or Kasparov recording videos with their comments after the games they played. That would be so cool. This gives a unique glimpse into the mind of a top GM. If Hikaru wins the candidates and gets to play Ding, we will get to see such recaps of a World Championship match by its participant. How amazing that would be. As if all these facts weren't enough, there's one player whom I would call the X Factor in this tournament. His name is Nijat Abbasov. He's from Azerbaijan and is rated around 150 points lower than his competitors. He gained his candidate spot by taking the 4th place in the World Cup last year. Although in that tournament he played on equal terms with other top GMs and even defeated many of them, in this candidates he is not showing anything extraordinary. Well, mind you, he will still absolutely demolish you or me, but he cannot yet consistently compete with the likes of Fabi or Nepo, but he's still very important for the tournament standings. Because whoever plays well against him and scores, for example, 2 out of 2 against him, has great chances to win the whole event. Because some others will score 1 out of 2 against Abbasov with, for example, 2 draws, and they will fall behind in tournament standings. Here I'm reminded of the 2020-2021 candidates, where the Chinese player Wang Hao took the last place and Nepo took the first. And Nepo was the only one who managed to score 2 out of 2 against Wang Hao, and this was the factor that helped him get ahead in the standings. Another important reason to follow the 2024 candidates is the fact that today the level of chess is the highest ever. Chess engines have never been this strong. Players come to the board with fresh, creative, unorthodox computer ideas. There's often madness on the board. It's exciting to watch. I have a whole video about how these candidates reflect the trends in modern chess. Check it out, the link is in the description below. Magnus Carlsen, the #1 rated player in the world, and arguably the GOAT, is missing from this tournament. He himself said that he will be following it closely, watching it, but he's not interested in participating in the World Championship cycle as it is today. Let me tell you that, regardless of what Magnus says, I'm pretty sure that if someone wins the candidates in dominant fashion and then defeats Ding, Magnus may want to play a match with such a person. Although making this match an official title match would either require Magnus to enter the next candidate cycle, or it would require FIDE to change its rules. Will they do it in order to bring back to the cycle the GOAT who is loved by all chess fans? Who knows? What do you think? And do you agree with my thoughts on the candidates? Do you like watching it? Write your thoughts in the comments. Bye-bye.